Welcome back to the low impact shuffle dance series. This is our third and final part in this series. Today you are going to learn two specific variations of cutting shapes moves that are typically bouncy to make them less bouncy, be able to make them a little bit lower impact on your body. So we are just going to jump right in. By the way, I'm Alex, the founder of Shuffle Shred. If you haven't already watched part 1 and part 2, make sure you go back and watch those either before this video or as soon as you're done with this video. Here we go. The first move we are going to modify is your W step. Your W step traditionally, when we have that cutting shapes type of hop to it, is going to look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and, right? So we can see that there's a lot of hopping happening. There's a lot of pivoting. We're landing as we're rotating, etc. So all we're going to do is remove the actual jumping. We're going to keep it very pivot based and we're going to stay really nice and low. A few major tips here. Number 1, you are not going to cross as much when you're simply pivoting as you would if you were literally hopping your legs across, and that's completely okay. The goal here is lower impact, remember, okay? So if things have to change a little bit, they have to look a little bit different, that's totally cool. So what you're gonna do is start in your pigeon position. So you're gonna bend the knees and you're gonna turn those knees and toes in towards one another. The hips are gonna rotate in as well. Keep your feet a decent width from each other. We don't want them any further than like where your center of gravity is, but we don't want them too close either because we need to allow for the heels to turn in and somewhat cross, okay? My recommendation here, I'm gonna do it with my right foot crossing in front, but every time you practice, I recommend switching your feet so that your left foot crosses in front as well. Both of them get the same amount of, flexibility in practice. So from this pigeon position, first thing you're gonna do to go into your cross point or varied cross point, you're gonna stay nice and bent, and all you're gonna do is flip your heels inwards, which in turn means everything else opens out for 1. Okay, as I said, notice that we are not in like a super cross the way we were when we jumped. Not a big deal because this is gonna allow us to easily get into the next piece of the puzzle. So this is on 1. Notice that I stayed bent. I didn't unbend. It's very important you stay bent here, okay? On your and count, your half count, you're gonna simply just turn the knees, hips, and toes into one another here, back into your pigeon. Now when we come up on 2, when we sink back onto the heels, you wanna keep the chest forward and you wanna push your bum back, and you're basically just gonna roll the weight onto your heels, leaving space under your toes as you now open your hips, knees, and toes again like this. Now, you probably won't be able to stay here. Like, this is a hard place to balance. We're doing it slow right now. So as soon as you get to that outermost point, come back down into your pigeon, which is our ultimate 4th position, okay? So you're gonna pop up 3 and. Yes, 3, oh no, 2 and would be the actual counts, right? Because 1 and 2 and, but we're passing through 4 positions. Hopefully y'all understood that. I wanna show you this from the side really quick. So starting nice and bent in your pigeon, that way you have a full rotation. You're gonna do your cross, shimmying in 1, you're gonna come back to your pigeon position, and notice here, my bum's gonna push back, my chest is gonna push forward. I'm gonna go to my outermost point and then roll back in. I'm gonna go 3 and. I almost fell back there, let's do it again. 3 and. It's actually easier if you spring yourself up faster. I'm just trying to show it slowly for you, okay? From that point, I still keep saying 3 and. Y'all know what I mean, right? That would be 2 and. Let's do it one more time. We have cross 1, pigeon and, push back 2, come down and. Okay, let's do it a little faster. I'm gonna face the back now. 5, 6, 7, 8, go cross, pigeon, heels, pigeon. Faster, 6, 7, 8, go cross, pigeon, heels, pigeon. Faster, 6, 7, 8, cross, pigeon, heels, pigeon. Faster, 6, 7, 8, cross, pigeon, heels, pigeon. You thought I was gonna go faster again, didn't you? Okay, hopefully that was helpful to see how the speed actually does help you here as long as you stay grounded. As I said, when I did that, I picked the same foot over and over and over, but make sure you do the same thing and you focus on the other foot crossing in front. That way you can like get used to the distance that your feet have to be from one another, and we don't have, one side that's just a one-trick pony. That's a great way to add in your W step in a low impact way. The second move that we are going to modify today is our toe heel tap. So traditionally they would look like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Okay, this is from cutting shapes. Now with this movement, we can't remove the entire bounce because the bounce is responsible for the transition. So there's a transition where we have to switch from one foot to the other where we do have to bounce. But if you watch the first tutorial in this series, we talked about how to modify the bounce of a running man when it's like inevitable, when we can't take out one of the bounces. We're gonna do the same thing here where we're just gonna let gravity do its thing. So I'm gonna teach from the back. Let's say we are starting with our right leg. How we're gonna modify this is we're gonna hop 1, but then we're going to just rotate this leg open and we're not gonna hop again on the base leg. So it's basically a hop and a place. Then we're gonna switch to the other side here, which is gonna be a hop where we're just gonna switch the weight onto the right foot or the open foot. We're gonna let gravity do its thing as we pop this outer foot, in this case it's the left, onto the toe. Gravity just did its thing there. I didn't do anything crazy. And now we're just gonna pivot and open. We're not gonna hop and open, and place this here. Now we're gonna switch again. Hop and place. Notice that this base leg is actually spinning. It has a pivot when we place it down, right? It's not getting stuck here. It's actually turning with us. So the knees and the toes and the hips are facing the same direction. We're gonna hop, we're gonna pivot and place, hop, pivot and place, hop, pivot and place. So what this looks like a little bit quicker from the front, instead of this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, will look like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Gives it a little bit of a lower impact flair. It also looks really cool because you just created a variation. I guess I technically helped you with it, but that's okay. It's gonna look awesome in your flow. Alrighty, that is all I have for you for this low impact series. If there are any movements that I did not discuss here, or any questions that you have about specific movements in shuffle dance that you want to be lower impact, or if you're just on a lower impact journey as a whole and you want a little bit more tips or you have questions, drop them in the comments because it helps me so much to know exactly what you guys want to learn so I can make sure these tutorials are as bang on as possible. Make sure you like, subscribe, go back and watch the other ones if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video.